It is time. I have missed you all. I always think of you as my crafty besties. I have some friends who are crafty. They live all over the country, and so I don't often get together with people that are creating. And then when I sit down and I make a video like this, I feel like I'm chatting to my best friend who understands everything that I'm saying. So, today I am going to chat about some things that happened, some things I finished, and the things I'm busy with. I have been really quiet. Different reasons, but mostly because I just struggled to make videos. And I think that's the first thing we're going to talk about. Sometimes life gets in the way, and sometimes my mental state gets in the way, and sometimes time gets in the way. And so all of those things have played a role in the last while. And sewing happened, but typing the sewing that happened was not high on the priority list. But let's quickly talk about a few things that I finished. I finished my pants. These are woolen pants, and I do have a video that I will release. I also made this top out of some scraps. I love it, but this part I need to take it out because I don't like the feeling on my skin. I also finished a few other things, but we're not going to go there now. But something I'm really proud about is I bought this jacket secondhand. I think it was made for somebody with really big boobs. It was a cheapie. It wasn't expensive at all. The make, I can't remember what make it is, but it's not a expensive South African make. And so it was really bulky, and as always, when you try and take a size 8 and just grade it up to a size 40 or whatever, they don't fit at the top. So it was really badly shaped. So I reshaped it, made the shoulders, I cut out about this much on the shoulders, and I gave it little slits in the back because I have a butt, and I just covered the slits with some tape, and then I gave it another button up here. And I really, really love it now. It is so nice. And also what I did is I just sewed the facing down. But I see over there, I made the stitches a bit big over here. So I need to go back and just undo that. I also had to make the neck and the collar at the back a bit smaller, which I did by putting darts and by just cutting the collar. So that was a whole day, but it was actually a fun day. The last time I saw you was on a live. I've done a few lives of spinning, trying to turn a fleece into yarn. I've done a few. I've given some of it away already, but I have been cleaning my fleece. So over here, oops, a daisy. Over here, I have the fleece. I scorched it and washed it and took some of the dirt out, but there's still a lot of things in there, as you can see over here. But what I'm doing is on a Monday night, I always have a meeting about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. And then I sit while I have that meeting, and I sit and I brush my wool out. And then I fill up this basket so that I can spin through the week. And it's actually working really well. So through this, I've made about 8 skeins like this already, maybe more. So this is about sport weight. I almost have enough for a sweater, and it's 2-ply. And then I think I want to do 4-ply and try and get worsted weight. But I will make extras for whatever sweater I want to knit. This is about 400 grams in total. And I've done some really, I think it's called jumbo skeins to give to a friend. So that took me some time. But I've just enjoyed this process of doing some wool. Because, I don't know if you are a spinner, but spinning is literally the one thing that gives me total peace of mind. I think it's the combination of the sound of the wool going through my fingers, feeling the fibers when I'm brushing it out, and just the repetitiveness of it. I find that if I want to relax, doing a repetitive motion really helps me. I think that's why I love knitting so much as well. Speaking of knitting, I'm still working on the white jersey with the little pattern at the bottom, and it's actually coming along really well. I've now put the sleeves and the bodice together. I don't have it with me, so I'm not going to show you now, but I am really happy with the progress, and I'm so enjoying it. So the last time also we spoke, I spoke about the thing of overconsumption and how I am a fast knitter. And because of that, I used to like knit for a shop, and I would knit really intricate jerseys like one every 2 weeks, sometimes even faster. So now I don't knit for people because at that stage I was paid 50 rands, $2.50 per jersey to knit it, which is daylight robbery. So I refuse to knit for people because nobody's willing to pay what it's worth, but I do knit for myself. But the reality is, if I do knit for myself and I knit with DK weight or a bit bulkier, then I'm going to end up with so many things that there's not enough cold days in South Africa to wear it. So I've changed the way I look at my knitting. I've decided I will take projects that takes much longer so that I have the enjoyment of it for longer. I am really enjoying this process of spinning this yarn because it is literally part of the knitting process. In the end, when I have this done, the yarn done, I'm going to knit a jersey, most likely cables because I love cables, and I'm going to do it in this color because I love this color. By doing things that takes longer, maybe more intricate knitting patterns or thinner wool, I knit less things. And I used to have a knitting channel, which is now over on Katinka Ponders, where I might actually revive that channel again. I think I will. But anyway, I used to do a knitting channel and I would just finish things for the knitting channel. But then the knitting world got really toxic at one stage with all the things that happened all over the world. And so I've removed myself from all the knitting channels. I still love watching it, and a lot of them have calmed down, and there's some that I really love because they don't bring in politics and all the other crap. But it made that I didn't want to be a knitting channel anymore. It was so bad. I even took myself off Ravelry, and I used to love Ravelry. So now if I want to buy a pattern, which I don't really need to because I just figure it out. I've never really used patterns. I always just knit it out of my head. Sometimes I want to support a pattern designer. I would DM them on Instagram and ask them if I could buy the pattern directly from them. I'm really rambling today. Oh, you know what happened? You know what happened? My suitcases came. One got lost, but my sister found it. They are here from the UK, coming to visit. So the whole family came out, and it was amazing. They put my overlocker in hand luggage and my sewing machine in hand luggage, and they each took an extra suitcase. And there's some things I miss. I think it's somewhere in my sister's house, like my really expensive pins. I can't find them, but I'm hoping they're in the suitcase that was missing. But I don't think so because that suitcase actually went from America to England. Anyway. My yarn bowl came home with them. I'm so happy. But I started using it, and that's what's happening here. And it is not sanded properly. I have a friend. I'm still going to call her my friend, even though I can't get hold of her. Her name is Krista. And if you are watching, Krista, I really miss you. But with all the moving and stuff, it seems to me her number might not be working anymore. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I cannot get hold of her. I used to be able to phone her when I was in America, and before that we would speak on WhatsApp or something, one of those apps. And now I just can't get hold of her, and she's not answering emails. But she gave me this yarn ball for Christmas the last year I was in America. So that was 2024. And I've never really been able to use it because I was traveling. So I still want to sand it a little bit more. And then I'm just going to give it some oil, and you can see it's a bit scratched because I need to go with higher grain sanding paper and sand it more. I think I did 80 grain to start with, or 100, and now I need to go 120 and then 160. But I'm so happy to have my yarn ball back. Oh, I love a yarn ball. It's so special. And then my sister, she's so cool. She packed the suitcase with some of my things that was still in England. And I opened the suitcase and look what she packed for me. So this iron, it is the Bosch Series 6 Easy Comfort Steam Iron. Oh, I fell in love with it when we found it. We found it in a, what do you call that? It was like an auction house. So opposite their house is an auction house. And some of the old places in England, they have like a mandate on it. And then you're not allowed to do anything else but that mandate. And this thing has been an auction house for something like 400 years. So we were walking through the auction house, and there was like all the random things in one room. And this iron was there without a plug for £5. So we bought it, thinking if it doesn't work, then we've wasted £5. Got home, her husband put a plug on, and it worked perfectly. She brought it for me. And now I have my dream iron. I am so excited about that. I've been going through my suitcase and I thought there would be a lot of the clothes. But my one suitcase, like I said, got missing. My sister found it yesterday or 2 days ago at the airport. They, with all the suitcases they were bringing and all their own luggage, it got left behind. So my winter stuff is all in there and my wool. And I have some Jameson and Smith wool in there that I want to knit the Birkin pullover, or I might make it a cardigan, but it's got like flowers and things up at the top. It's also my wool that I found when I was in Scotland. So what I do is when I travel, I buy wool because it's easy to pack and then you can knit from it and it can create a beautiful memory. And I was so sad when I realized that suitcase wasn't here. Like I said, my winter clothes is in there, as well as all my wool and some of my beautiful fabrics that I found all over the world. So it was found. I don't know how I'm going to get it here because I'm in Cape Town, that's in Joburg, but that's a problem for another day. We got the stuff from England here. So my suitcases came and I have my sewing machine and my overlocker back. The overlocker lost a part. I need to go to the Banina shop and just replace it. And I think I need to just also service all the machines. But servicing is expensive. Oh my gosh, I think it's expensive everywhere. But I've been thinking maybe I should just go and become a machine engineer or something to service machines, because I think that's a lucrative business. But I'm digressing. I've been going through them and they were free that came. So there's one more that needs to come. And look at the clothes, and I thought there's a lot of those clothes that I'm not going to love. But I was so surprised. Most of it I still love. There were like 2 or 3 dresses that I didn't like anymore, which I am busy reshaping and redoing. And there's one thing that I really don't like anymore, which I passed on to somebody else. But overall, I still love everything that I have. And that to me was such a surprise. So when I was in England, now in America, in some of the thrift stores, I found some linen, bedding and stuff. And don't hook. I found this pillowcase. Look how pretty. And I've measured. If I add a piece on the side and maybe put a wedge in, I can turn this into bloomers. Now, I know bloomers are in at the moment, but I've been wearing bloomers from since 2014. So this is one of the pairs that I've always had, which I made years ago. I've made some poofy ones as well, but I find that these ones, I prefer them, but this one's elastic is gone. I need to replace the elastic. I just love bloomers because if the wind blows like it blows in Cape Town, you have a problem if you wear a dress, because then you show your knickers to the whole world. Showing my knickers is not something I want to do. So anyway, I need to replace the elastic here, but this is the most beautiful pair. I think this lace was on a dress or something. And I took it off and I put it on here. So I need to make it so I can wear it again. Very chuffed with that. But I think I need a proper pair, which is a bit more poofy. So this pillowcase is the right length. It's got the lace at the bottom already. It's got this hem, which I can put an elastic in if I need to. But I don't think I'm going to need to. And then I'm just going to make myself some bloomers out of this. And I'm really excited. I think it's going to be so pretty. So I've been going through all the fabrics that's in there. Like I said, there's vintage tablecloths that my sister found at the auction house. And she got the whole bag of vintage linens for me for £5. But that was before I went to England. So that has been traveling with me since 2023. And now it's here. And I'm excited. So here's what I'm thinking. I need to make some money. Work is important. And I've been making some, but not enough. So I'm thinking to take that, cut it up, make it into dresses, because that's one of my passions. And then sell them maybe on Instagram and Facebook. So I know that international taxes are really hectic. I'm willing to send it if you want to buy something, but otherwise I'll just try and sell it locally. So that's something I want to work on the next while. But I'm really enjoying just doing all the things again. What I've realized is it takes time to settle again. So with traveling and everything, I actually have edited a video, but we're going to talk about that now. And where I speak about exactly this. But with traveling, what happens, which happened to me, I literally started over at 49. Completely starting over. Sold my house, packed up, went overseas, planned to stay there. That didn't work out. Came back, had to reinvent myself again. And it's been a mission. And I've realized I have actually been struggling a little bit with I don't want to call it depression, but I haven't had my normal energy. And it's not bad. Sometimes you go through that and sometimes you have to find yourself again. But I'm at that place where I feel like I'm finding myself again. So, back to my other channel. It's called Katinka Ponders, and I sometimes post there. I used to do like all my interior stuff because I had this house that I bought that was falling apart, and I was fixing it up one room at a time and loving the process. And now I'm living with my sister. I've done some stuff like this rooms and my bedroom. I'm busy working on that video as well. Loving the process, loving making things pretty. I would actually love one day to buy an old barn and turn it into a house and take you along for the whole thing. So that's why I haven't retired Katinka Ponders YouTube channel. But I think I'm going to start talking over there about the whole process of starting over. Because there's quite a few videos that doesn't fit in anywhere, which is edited and everything. And I think I need to post it in that thread. Back to this channel. I love doing this channel. I love spending time with you guys. I tried to start school just to bring in a bit extra income because koffee is not very effective. It's quite a mission to get PayPal to my bank account because South Africa, and also the bank I'm at is very expensive, so I need to actually change banks, and I'm not sure PayPal pays into the other bank account, so that's something I need to research in the next while. And I have been resisting to do community on YouTube just because I've always wanted to do YouTube for free. I wanted you to be able to access everything. But what I've also realized, as some of you know, I had this funny oak who was wanting food pictures and everything else a while ago. And so since then, I've realized that it's not always safe and just be open. So I've become really cagey when I speak to you. And those of you who've joined me over at school, I will keep that going. School is for free. I will have to let you in. You have to ask permission. And so I will do a bit of sleuthing to make sure you're not the guy who wants the food pictures. But everybody's welcome. And what's nice about school is we do a live session on a Tuesday where we can literally chat like a Zoom meeting and show what we are making. And on school, you can go and post what you're making. But I cannot charge for school because I can't connect school to my South African bank account. I have to go literally jump through hoops to get it right. And a lot of the things I've been trying to get the registration going and I've just not been able to. So I've stopped asking any money for school. So I am at the place where I feel like I maybe need to do a community. Not make it too expensive or anything, but do some behind the scenes videos. Because sometimes I literally just share my heart and I cannot share it where it's open to whoever wants to pop in. It's just too dangerous. If nobody comes, that's also okay. If you're not really interested to hear what I'm saying when I'm not guarded of food fetish people, that's also okay. But at least then I've tried, and at least that will bring in a bit of extra to pay for life. Because here's the reality. I love making these videos. I love connecting with you guys. It's like connecting with my besties. And I will not stop doing that. But it does take time out from my day. For me to make a video like the last one I put up, it got 280 views, which I'm loving each and every one of you who came to visit. But sometimes I wonder why I spend so much time on something that brings in so little return. If I want to keep on doing this, it needs to bring in some of my income per month, because otherwise it takes away from my income creating activities. Even though I want to act like I'm a charity or a free service that it has unlimited income, I don't. So I will still have these videos as I do now, where I do it when I can. But I want to do a community where maybe we get together once a month, or I will share videos behind the scenes and videos where I just speak about what's going on in my life. If you're interested and I want to hear what's going on in your life. And I see we're standing on 22 minutes. I'm not going to edit this video. So for those of you who stuck up till now, thank you. I really appreciate it. And yes, just a little catch up of the things I'm busy with, the things I got, and where I'm heading. I want you to know that no matter what, you are worth being looked after. Wherever you are, go brush your teeth, go take a shower, sleep when you need to sleep, and eat when you need to eat, and walk because it's good for you. And overall, don't let life or circumstances get you down. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.